I am going to be controversial yet brave and just go ahead and say it. Arrietty won that lip sync.
What?
Yes.
You've lost your mind.
No. Jules did not win that lip sync.
Yes, she did.
No, she did.
Did you look at their faces at all? Hey everyone, it's MeraMangle.
And Chasity Valentino.
And welcome to another Mangled morning.
Woo!
We are out of drag today.
We are.
This is the first time on the new channel that we've been out of drag.
First time out of drag.
So for new viewers, this is their first exposure to us as individuals out of drag.
Yeah. We so happened to sync up and support trans rights today.
Literally, we had no plan. We did not discuss it beforehand, and we both were wearing these shirts.
We love to see it. We love trans support.
I don't know why I'm reading mine. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The girls were not supportive of each other this week on season 17. The drama was next level. That workroom drama was so intense and so good. But, like, bad good.
Yeah, I was like, it was a bit much.
Oh, yeah. We definitely got to see some different sides to folks, or, like, deeper versions of what we've seen in the past. Nina Bonita Brown, Inner Saboteur, realness was in that workroom. The spirit was alive. Actually, even Nina would be like, that's a little much.
You're doing a lot right now. Okay?
That's a little conspiracy theory for me. So we're going to get into all that and the roast. Did you watch the Untucked? It continues, essentially.
Okay.
I'll tell you all about it. But before we get started with all that, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and join the Patreon where you can see all kinds of additional content you can't see on YouTube, plus you're helping support the channel. Now, you can also support the channel by tipping on Venmo or Cash App, like Clenny P, who always comes through for us and says, "Welcome back, my queen. Welcome back home, my queen." Video idea, reading challenge winners and their trajectory in the competition. That could be a good one.
Yeah.
Because you would assume that since it's like the most iconic mini challenge, that you would go to the end or near the end. The first people I think about are Juju and Latrice.
Yeah.
I didn't win. We'd have to look at that. That could be interesting. Because who won this one? Suzie Toot.
Suzie Toot. Honestly, the reading challenge didn't give us any insight into how this roast was going to go.
Absolutely not.
It was like...
Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, all our predictions last week...
Off.
Every single one of them. Well, I didn't think that Sam was going to struggle. But you were worried about her. But also, well, I'm jumping way ahead. They barely showed her. Also, big shout out to Adam H., who said, here's a little popcorn money. I appreciate that, Adam.
We love that.
We need popcorn for all the...
And pretzels. I like the pretzels.
And chips and dip.
Oh,
that
yeah.
sounds good right now. What, were you hungry?
I literally just texted my chat group and was like, today's a good day to go get queso and margaritas on a patio.
But you know what also sounds really good is tipping on the YouTube things, which we'll go over some of those at the end of the video. Also, we've got some fan art here. Kitson Labs art. Mia's Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Which is...
I live.
I need to pull her back out. I can't remember the last time I did Sailor Moon.
It's sickening, too.
Yeah, the picture's stunning.
Baby, I can barely draw a stick person. If I tried to do this, it would end up looking like that sketch from last week. Who had that bad sketch that on the... And me and you both were like, girl, what the hell is that?
Was it Lydia?
I think it was. And we were like, I wouldn't even show that.
Right. Just be like, oh, it's all up here. Yeah, I don't remember.
got it up here.
I feel like it was one of the curly head girls, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it was
all,
Lydia.
all together. So before we get into 17, there's a few stories. They're producing a documentary, World of Wonder is, called Dear Viv, about her life and legacy.
That's so amazing.
I'm excited for that.
I can't wait to watch it.
And they said that, like, a lot of the UK queens and sisters, you know, that she worked with are going to be a part of it. So they're going to, like, interview folks and all that.
I kind of wonder if maybe she was already, like, filming a documentary series before this happened. Because, like, you know, usually when they do a documentary on somebody's life, they, you know, they have footage of them in their day-to-day routines.
Well, she's been on other World of Wonder documentaries, so there's a lot of footage for them to pull from.
Yeah.
Because she was season 1 of God Save the Queens. You know, it's the season 1 cast touring all over the UK, and lots of, like, behind-the-scenes and fun moments there. Her and Baga are really funny together on that.
Nice.
That's not the only thing that you'll be able to see on World of Wonder soon. Slaycation Season 2 with this cast.
I live.
Now, season 1 was not the experience we wanted. We wanted it to be like a Real Housewives vacation moment. That's what we expected. But it was a little bit softball, you know. It just didn't bring the drama.
Yeah, it was meh.
I mean, I don't know how they could cast any better for trying to bring the drama.
You see, my girl made it back.
Silky just stays in the houses.
She stays up
She
in
went
the
from
houses.
what is it called, drag house rules,
Yes.
and now she's going straight from that to a slaycation.
To a slaycation, honey.
Yeah, where they put them all in a house somewhere on a vacation resort.
With Alyssa Edwards. Like,
Alyssa
this
Edwards.
is a lot of personality in one house.
Miss Fierce Alicious.
You know I love her.
I mean, but she brought the drama so hard on her season. Like, she reinvented drama for Canada.
Yeah.
Nikki Doll is probably the only choice that was, like, really surprising to me.
Yeah.
Because she's a host, and I'm like, oh, what is a host going to do up in there?
Okay.
Could you imagine Brooklyn going up in there? Like, it would be like...
But I kind of could, though.
I could, too. Yeah, because she's... Especially with Silky in there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Silky is also there. Then Tessa Testicle... Alyssa's kind of like somewhat drag adoptive daughter.
Yeah.
The only other Canadian is Xana from the most recent season, and she definitely brings the drama too.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to watch, and I'm kind of really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the fact that they're even bringing it back, I feel like they're going to learn from the mistakes from season 1, and maybe it needs to be a little bit more produced. Maybe we need to lean into it.
But
if you have a
also,
little problem with somebody, then really make it a problem.
But here's the thing. They picked girls that they're not going to have to overproduce anything.
Absolutely, because Fierce will get on everyone's nerves day one. People will have something to say about Fierce's behavior day one. And probably Alyssa, too.
I was about to say Alyssa.
Yeah.
And
but
Silky,
I mean, Alyssa...
They're all such big personalities.
Alyssa's softened in her old age. I didn't mean to say it like that, but it should be good. Now, we got the announcement for season 1 around this time last year, and it didn't come out till January 1st this year. So we have probably about a year.
I think they actually just started filming.
Right, but what's crazy is they film it this winter, and then it doesn't air till next winter.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that they air it earlier, like at least in December.
All I can say is stay tuned because you are about to see a Silky that you have never seen before.
On this one?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Baby. That's all I can say.
That's a good tease. This is not on WoW, but the reunion for Traitors Season 2. And Bob came in full drag, and this look is everything.
Sickening. And, like, I live for this, for the Traitors reunion. Like, this, she ate it up.
It's epic. It's couture.
4
it's one of
plus
her
4,
best
she
looks
ate
ever.
it up again. Like...
Did you watch the reunion? Because I know
I haven't. I'm actually watching it later today. I'm so excited to watch it.
I saw clips, and she was delivering at the reunion as well. She's just letting people have it.
I don't know why you all are gagging.
Her
She brings
shape
it
is
to you every
incredible.
ball.
Yeah, I mean, everything is literally perfect.
Yeah, she is done. Done. Oh, it's so sickening. And, like, just the reference of the blood on her hands, and she was a traitor, and she was killing people. Like,
This would be a good look for the villains roast.
yeah, right?
Speaking of that, let's get into this episode. Oh, there's so much drama. They did the mini challenge, the dunking thing, which was cute, but I mean, it was quick. There was no actual prize.
I was like, there was no rhyme or reason to this.
They just wanted. They spent money on that dunk tank, and they wanted to use it. Actually, it was a Entertainment Weekly ad.
Yeah, I was like, what the? And they were asking the questions, and I was like, wait, what? Huh?
But then, like, a bunch of them, we didn't, because I thought the questions were funny.
Yeah.
But there's a few girls where they did montages where we didn't get to hear the question. Jules, because she won the challenge last week, gets to decide the order of the comedy roast. The comedy roast. Of the roast. I don't say that. It's weird that I said comedy roast.
How did you feel about her strategic picking?
Well, so first of all, she asked everyone what they want. She didn't even have to do that. What's crazy is the people that got nothing like what they wanted weren't even upset.
But the people who got exactly what they wanted through
literally exactly what they wanted. I want to close the show because I want to stand out, Lexi said.
I am a Lexi stan.
This episode was hard to watch.
And I was like, Lexi, are you really
her.
throwing a temper tantrum right now because you got what you wanted, just not the way you wanted it because you didn't say how you wanted it?
And then to, like, come up with a conspiracy that Jules is out to get her by doing that. It's like, if you look at the lineup of who was left, there was one extra theoretical good girl at the roast, like someone that would be good. So 2 good girls were going to have to go back to back. So might as well be the end of the show. I mean, it almost seems logical to me.
Correct. Here's the thing is they all got what they picked, and it didn't work for any of them.
The people that were complaining, and then Jules also, the person who set it all up, yeah, all the people that were involved in the drama ended in the bottom.
I was like, girl.
I just, it was just such a stretch for me. That's why I brought up Nina Bonita Brown. It reminds me of some, like, that level of conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
That everyone's out to get her. It just wasn't that deep. And, I mean, she literally got what she asked for.
You said, I'd like to go last, and you went last.
What did you think of the setup of, instead of them, like, doing one-on-ones with the guest judge and Michelle, they did this table read setup, as if, like, the way this is set up is as if they're going to read a script for a sitcom or, you know, the acting challenge that's next week. It was kind of odd for this.
It was odd for this, but I also think it was also an opportunity for you to look around the room. You know how, like,
to see how people are, yeah.
Last week when we said nobody told you shouldn't wear that, nobody said your jokes aren't funny. Like, if you look around the room, you get to hear what everybody's setting up.
Well, Arrietty heard, let me steal some jokes.
Yeah, let me steal some jokes.
I can't believe that wasn't the drama of the episode. And especially for Untucked, I was told it was going to be juicy. Mm-hmm. So I watched it during the Patreon Live. And I just knew that that's what it was going to be about. Because, I mean, that's, especially for an actual comedian of any type, anyone that writes their own material, song, what, you know, stand-up routine, anything like that, stealing someone else's writing is like the worst thing you can do.
I mean, I get, like, as a show host, I have taglines that I use all the time that I came up with. And I catch girls hosting shows using my stuff. And I'm like...
I've caught girls using my mixes that say MeraMangle all over them. There was a queen that tried to do it at my home bar, and the bar owner happened to see it and be like, you can't... Because it says my name all over them, too.
Yeah. And for me, it's like...
I spend my time and effort making that.
I don't like when DJs give out my mixes.
They shouldn't.
I've literally been in a show with somebody where the show director was like, oh, put that on my flash drive. And performed it the next week, and the girl walked in and she was like, girl, this is my mix. Like, I paid for that.
Right. Yeah, like, that's the thing, is either people pay to have them made, or... I used to spend hours and hours making them. Yeah. And, like, they're specifically for me and what I do, you know.
I gotta make one today. Ugh.
Today?
Yeah, for tomorrow.
You making it on the way to brunch?
Yeah.
A really funny moment was when Lydia yawned.
Oh, okay.
And Whitney called it out right away. But then the fact that later, you know, getting to the roast part, one kind of thing, is the fact that she made that part of her set was brilliant.
Yeah.
It really was. So the drama doesn't stop there. Then the girls start painting to get ready, and this is where it gets even more heated. Arrietty moves away from her.
Yeah.
Moves away from Jules. And then once she moves down there, then her and Lexi are being, like, so loud about how much they're angry with her.
Yeah.
Like, they're not just, like, being angry and, like, talking about it. They're doing it to the room.
They're obnoxiously being
right,
angry.
they're doing it to make her, like, feel...
They're antagonizing her.
They're trying to make her feel excluded.
Yeah.
Because she was down there, besides Onya, she was down there by herself. I mean, Jules tried to say several times, then and initially, that it was not malicious in any way.
It wasn't malicious. I wasn't trying to set y'all up. And, like...
But they wouldn't, like, especially Lexi, would not even let her finish sentences.
And she told Arrietty, like, girl, I wasn't trying to, like, get in your head for this challenge.
Right. And she said she did feel bad about that, because I think part of the reason why she felt bad about that is she did do that. She put herself in that spot intentionally.
Yeah.
But also, Arrietty, the meeting with Whitney and Michelle, she said she was going to bomb, and Whitney brought up, like, exactly what you did. What you said you were going to do is what happened.
Yeah.
So next time, let's try being more positive.
Yeah, look.
But, like, if you're telling the whole room, I'm going to bomb, I'm bad at comedy, I'm going to fail, like, why wouldn't, even if it is your friend, like, well, I mean, someone's got to go after you.
Yeah.
And she got to decide.
And she got her feelings hurt. You're talking about how you're going to bomb, and then you got your feelings hurt because somebody put you in a spot for them to succeed.
And for her to say over and over again, I would never do that to her. Girl, you stole her jokes, which is far worse, regardless of where she placed you, in my opinion. Onya, Suzie, and Lana all tried to, like, speak up and defend Jules, and, they're upset about it too. And they were all, like, very much dismissed as well. Yeah. I did love how this scene ended, though, because it was so heated, all drama the whole time. And at the end, Lana tries to say something like, well, at the end of the day, and before, that's all she gets out, and the girls say, shut up!
Okay.
I love her kind of, like, blossoming in the last few episodes of, we're getting to finally see her personality.
Yeah.
And I really like her.
She's growing on me.
Did you think that either of them had valid points with being mad at Jules?
No.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this is a competition.
And, like, the other times that Lexi's got in her head, you know, it's understandable. I see where she's coming from.
This time, I cannot...
A fully false narrative.
Go to bat for you.
Right.
I just cannot side with you on this when you got exactly what you asked for.
The villain roast with Mistress, Kandy, Muse, and Plain Jane. I was disappointed at their lack of involvement, and they didn't get to walk out. I wanted to see their looks, like I wanted to see them walk the runway out.
Yeah.
It was cute how they did the little voiceover with, like, past clips of them, but, like, they could have done that with them still walking. Because Kandy had that big, giant
Right, she had this
piece,
sickening costume on.
and then when she got up later, she didn't wear that. Like, but I bet if she would have walked the runway, she would have worn that.
Yeah, it would have been sickening. I enjoyed the villains. However...
I wish we got more of them. I wish they got...
Because, like, why wasn't Bianca Del Rio up there?
Well, I mean, she would have killed a roast, yeah. But
She would have
wasn't a
killed it,
villain.
but she's a villain who's not a villain. Like, she's read every girl on Drag Race.
I wish that the three of them got to each do their own set.
Like, at a
the
roast.
end,
Like,
yeah.
where you get to, at the end.
At the Congeniality roast they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girls got to each individually do a little set as well.
I would have lived for that.
This was more like they all kind of did a joke, but it wasn't... I mean, Kandy just called them all names.
Yeah, I mean, I will say there was an overabundance of uncomfortable weight-shaming jokes.
Oh, my God.
It made me... I was like, this is all y'all have?
Like, literally, for Kandy and for Mistress, I don't think we heard anything that wasn't a fat joke. And they were all so tired.
Yeah.
I can't... Yeah, it's mind-boggling that that's all they came up with.
And especially, like, in today's day and age, like, that's all y'all got is fat jokes?
But, like, they're known for so many things.
Right.
There's so many things you can make fun of for what they did on the show, or Kandy's blush.
Kandy's blush.
Mistress's crazy lip.
Okay.
You know? And that's just the physical appearance that I see right off the bat.
It was just like, okay, so none of y'all are actually good at comedy?
I feel like the weeks that we have high expectations, those episodes end up being the biggest disappointment. The Rusical, Snatch Game, and this. Those are the ones that the week before we're like, oh my God, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited.
We were so excited. We did not see that a chorus line, storyline coming.
Right, and then the week comes, and then those end up being the big flops. Because these girls have done well at comedy all season. The season has done well at most comedy challenges.
This roast, I was like, what? So she's knocking it out of the park? She's sinking the ship?
And she just did okay? Like,
she was mad. Was gagging severely. And when I tell you the girl that shocked me the most, when we dive into this, oh!
Let's get into it. First was Onya. What'd you think of Onya?
I think she had a decent start.
Because she's done so well in comedy.
Yeah.
Especially
I wanted more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was disappointed because of what she delivers. I think if she was some of the girls that have been kind of weaker at comedy, I would have been like, good for them. That was fine. Serviceable. Yeah. But I expected more from her,
Expected more, but it was like, okay.
It was a soft opening.
I was like, all right, here we go. And then we
get to Arrietty. Oh, wait. Yeah, Arrietty was next.
Yeah, throw it all away.
The problem is, when the jokes she used for Jules, you can't copy your homework off someone else that got an F. Like, she also, the jokes were bad that she stole.
She failed the assignment.
It didn't work out for her.
And
she looks stunning, though, that dress. That red dress. Oh.
And then Jules.
Jules, I'm wondering if she didn't really say, but I'm wondering if, because you could hear some of the same setups that Arrietty had, but she did have different punchlines. They weren't good either. I'm wondering if she switched them up, or if Arrietty only stole like the beginning of some of the jokes or something. But they weren't good. I mean, and also she had probably the worst set in terms of the fat jokes.
Yeah,
I was disappointed in her in general for delivering all that, but then the fact that she just...
Like, they went from jokes to borderline vicious reads. Like,
just...
I was like, whoa.
Like, not even seeing them as people.
I was like, hey.
It was really, really sad.
Yeah.
It was like, honestly, that's how I felt. I was like, this is sad.
I was cringing.
Like, we're 3 in, and it's just not... It's not getting any better. It's getting worse.
But then
Lana comes up, and instead of making fun of everyone else, she really makes fun of herself.
She does. And she was pretty funny.
Her, like, charming personality that has been seen in the workroom and in Untucked finally came through. And she's, like, good. Goofy. It was goofy, and it was cute, and it was her. It was very her.
She was herself. She looked comfortable. She sounded good. Her delivery was well. Like, for a lot of them, like, the delivery of it wasn't even there because, like, you sound questionable if this joke is funny or not. A lot of times you can make a joke land just on the strength of the delivery.
I will say, though, Jules did have great delivery for everything, but the jokes were so bad it didn't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arrietty was doing a lot of looking down. She couldn't even say Mistress. She was trying to call her Mrs. Isabelle or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's like, Mistress said, sound it out, baby.
Baby.
Lana, yeah, what a pleasant surprise.
Surprise.
At this point with who was left, I was like, well, we might not get any good ones.
Yeah.
But the fact that Lana was the first one to really deliver.
She freshened it up.
Yeah.
And then we got to Sam.
We got 2 brief jokes from Sam.
Yeah, I was like, what? Why is Sam?
That was edited very funny.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah. I was like...
I mean, it was unbelievably shorter.
Like, we got the one joke that we had already heard.
Do you think, like, the jokes were offensive as well? Or... Well, she was in the top. Or do you think...
But I still don't know how.
Why would they cut so much of her set? There's no way that's all she did.
No. But I think maybe they cut more of her set because the rest of them were so good or so bad.
Yeah, they wanted to keep it moving.
They wanted to keep it moving. Like, she was just that. Thank you, Sam, for your contribution. You did a good job.
I'm like, oh, she just got up there.
Like, I was like, oh, okay. And
I looked down to get a snack and looked back up, and she was done.
Now, let me tell you, this next one, I was prepared to go to the bar because I was at the bar. I was like, this is going to be my smoke break. This is about to be terrible.
Lydia's butthole turned it out.
Slayed the roast.
Also, I'm just remembering at the table read thing, they had the U on butthole start out like as if it was a dirty word. I just thought that was funny. Yeah, I mean, she had the best set of all because it was like for Sam and for Lana, some of the jokes were versions of jokes we've heard before, but Lydia's felt the most unique point of view.
It was good. And, like, I like what she said early in the episode where she, like, I literally think when she walked back in that, you know, Corey is not here, so I don't have that distraction, and now I'm, like, head in the game. And it showed.
Yeah.
But then, like her joke about, like, Rue, now I need another bald black man, like, hilarious.
Yeah.
And it was almost like everybody sitting up there looked at Rue like, can we laugh at that? Is that funny? Okay, it's funny.
Do you like that?
Yeah. Do you like it? Because we think it's funny.
It makes you wonder how she would have done if she was more focused on preparing for each challenge versus like... Because, you know, if Corey was still there, I think what would have happened is Corey and Lydia would have been preparing their sets together, which would have... It would have took away focus, but also could have, provided some weak jokes.
Yeah. I was just, like, so impressed with her because this was literally last week. I was like, girl, she's in danger. She ain't going to do well. This ain't going to be it.
We literally were like Arrietty, Lana, and Lydia.
Yeah.
And we got 2 out of 3 wrong. Next was Suzie, which was...
all right.
It was just like Onya's. I mean, they truly were the safe girls. I think Onya's was actually a little bit stronger. But also Susie's delivery... like, no inflection in her voice. Like, she seemed almost like she was sick or something.
Yeah, she didn't seem, like, it just...
She didn't seem right.
I expected so much more.
Whatever her last joke was, though, I remember that was really funny. But the first few were just like, girl, are you upset? Does your tummy hurt? What's going on?
Yeah, okay. Because, like, and then I was like, and Lexi, you threw a fit because she was going before you?
They said it in Untucked. I always want to call her Jasmine. I don't know why. But Jules was like... Suzie didn't turn it out. Like,
yeah, she didn't.
No
eat
offense,
it up.
but she was safe. Like, so you had nothing to.
You psyched yourself out.
Lexi never got out of her head, and That was rough to watch.
Like it was like towards the end she loosened up a little bit and felt, I guess, a little bit.
The jokes still weren't any good, though.
Yeah, they weren't.
She looked like she was about to
great.
cry a lot.
All the jokes to me, all came in the same realm, and it was like, Mistress, Kandy, you're fat. Plain Jane, you have a black friend. Corey.
We know
you have
Corey.
A black friend.
Right. And then someone made an mandatory meeting reference, which is at least something from her season.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Kandy and Mistress, they didn't reference anything from their season. You could have been talking about Mistress's eras, and like there could have been a good punchline about your, whatever era now, like has been era or whatever. You could, there's stuff there. There's material there.
Honestly, everybody failed the assignment except for Lydia.
I think Lana actually didn't fail either.
She didn't fail. She gets a passing grade.
The two of them also made some of those jokes, but they had fresh takes on them that
Yes.
I don't think were offensive because they were clever.
Yeah, they did. You done good.
It still was hard to hear any of them.
But honestly, one of the roughest roasts I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Aches.
And I honestly think that the judges should have called out the group with the fat jokes. Like,
yeah.
No, that was lazy. But also, Michelle and Whitney did meet with them, and I know they don't hear their full sets, but I'm sure it could have come up there.
Yeah.
And it could have been like, hey, let's try to be clever.
Yeah.
Let's put some thought into it.
They've given you plenty of material to work with.
Lydia getting her first win, episode 10, I did not think I think I literally said in one of our videos last week.
We thought she was going home.
I said, well, she's not going to win anything. I literally was like, nah, she's not. Yeah, it's done. It's over.
We thought it was a wrap for her, and here she is.
She had to get rid of her lover, and here she comes shining. Hopefully she can keep that momentum.
Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to let them go. She's shown up now. She's here.
That's crazy.
She's a competitor.
Episode 10.
And the girls who we thought were going to knock it out of the park were really disappointing.
The other two tops were Lana and Sam. And yeah,
for obvious reasons.
For Lana and for Lydia, there's so many L names, still there.
Yeah.
It was their first time all season in 10 episodes being in the top. Didn't we say that last week? But it's true.
We anticipated them being the next outs.
Yeah. And they got their first tops.
Girl.
And then...
it's been a long time since I gagged on anything, but I gagged on that.
Oh, it's been that long?
That long.
One of the things that I love that Michelle said to Lexi, which I had said earlier during the watch-along, you can go back and watch it, because I screamed at the TV whenever Michelle said what I've been saying all episode. It doesn't matter where you go, because she compared herself to Suzie, and saying Suzie's her biggest competition, and Suzie this, and having to go after Suzie. You and Suzie don't do the same drag. That's literally what I was sitting there saying.
You don't do the same drag.
Your drag is so different.
You don't have the same humor.
You're right. You're not even competing in this, like, you have your own lanes. Why are you worried about what she's doing? Because it's not going to be what you would do.
And Lexi's so funny all the time.
And Michelle literally said that to her. And then I think Ru says, let this be the last time your inner saboteur gets her. I hope that it is. Because it's been a few weeks of it. The week before this, she was in the top and she was emotional and upset. So,
Yeah, she's starting to look bitter.
It's crazy because the edits really flipped around. Remember, Suzie was getting the bitter, delusional edit out of nowhere. And then now she was the voice of reason in this episode. And now Lexi is the delusional queen. Early in the season, every week it was a different girl being crazy delusional. And we're back to that again.
They got rid of Joella. She's no longer the delusional one.
Right.
Which I want everybody to know. I have realized that Joella and Joella Puss are two different people.
So Untucked, basically it all continues.
Mm-hmm.
The safe girls come back first. And it's Onya and Suzie. And they're talking about how the girls treated Jules and how it was unfair and all that. So when everyone comes back in, Onya calls it out and says, the way you guys need to apologize to Jules because the way you guys behaved is just not appropriate.
Yeah.
Overreaction, da-da-da-da-da. She didn't deserve that. And Lexi and Arrietty, they both doubled down. They both were like, well, what about how I feel? And what about, we've been hearing about how you feel, girl. Yeah. And every time Jules would try to talk, they would interrupt her. They wouldn't even let her finish because they're not going to listen. Arrietty made a big scene.
Yeah.
They both kind of did. And when Onya says something like, girl, I'm your friend and I'm trying to tell you.
You're in the wrong.
What's going on? And when she says, I'm your friend, Lexi makes that face. She's basically are you?
Yeah.
She makes some faces that are she don't have to even say it. Just the face is so harsh. Like when she dismissed the the girls trying to talk to her in the workroom. Like the way she just does some of that is like it cuts as if she said something really mean, you know. She's very expressive. Arrietty was mad at Onya specifically. It's like, why do I need to hear from you? You're not involved. Like, then she goes around the room and says, did you want to say something? Did you want to say like, but not, you know, it's just making a big scene.
Just being dramatic.
Suzie with the snacks.
Okay.
Watching Arrietty do all that is just so funny.
Just sitting back like, oh.
And then Lana's ass kept trying to be like, so prior to this week we were all good sisters. Can we try to get back there?
Yeah.
Like, but it was too soon and it was like clunkily done, but it was just so sweet and so naive.
She was trying to smooth things over like
right away when it was just too fresh.
Just when I saw the
surprisingly though,
cakes.
Lexi makes up with Onya and Jules before the end of Untucked, which considering where we were at, I was like watching it thinking like Lexi's like gonna lose the crown.
Yeah,
like,
she's
right
losing
here.
focus.
The fact that she did, before everything was over, apologize and clearly make up with both of them was like, oh, such a relief.
Yeah.
And then Arrietty also completely made up with Jules before leaving Untucked, which was nice, but doubled down on hating on Onya.
Yeah.
All she did was stick up for Jules.
Well, I'm glad that they eventually apologized to Jules.
This lip sync, we got a Beyonce song, a new Beyonce song.
A new Beyonce song. Gagged so hard when Yaya came on. I was like, what? Okay. I am going to be controversial yet brave and just go ahead and say it. Arrietty won that lip sync.
What?
Yes.
You've lost your mind.
No. Jules did not win that lip sync.
Yes, she did.
No, she did.
Did you look at their faces at all?
I did live for when Jules kicked her crown off the stage, though. That was kind of sickening.
Arrietty, she would have moments where she was serving the song appropriately, but then it's like she didn't commit to it and would like feel silly. So she's like, ooh.
I felt like Jules was underserving, though.
No.
And I kept thinking that little cotton candy hairpiece was just going to fall off at one point.
But it stayed on.
It did. Now, I did live for her.
And Jules's face and expressions matched the lyrics of the song and gave Beyonce energy.
Yeah.
Arrietty never did that with her face.
I still stand on, I think Arrietty won this lip sync. I actually stood there. I was standing there watching it with somebody, and I was like, I feel like this could be a double save week. Like,
I think you should rewatch it.
No, I'm standing on it.
We might need to get you to a doctor.
Get my eyes checked. Maybe it's because I wasn't ready for Arrietty to leave.
Why?
I think she has more to offer. Now, she did tank this challenge. She did.
I mean, in her, like she said at the exit, her exit was rough. She went out like
Bye,
the
boogers.
villain.
Okay.
Right. And I mean, we've said all season, like, she is the runway.
Yeah.
And I still feel that way. At a certain point, it's like Miss Fame. There's going to be more comedy. Next week is an acting comedy challenge. So, she would have been rough there. But did you see what her mirror message said? I didn't even clock it till, like, rewatching to get the screenshots.
I didn't clock it. I just seen the lipstick all over her face, but I was like, what the hell?
I know. She looked at
She looked
But
bad.
she's acted about, like the villain like that because of this message. She says, as one smelly bitch to another, Onya, please brush your teeth. That's her mirror message. That's how mad she was at Onya on her way out. For just sticking up for Jules. That's like one of the most hateful messages I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Her energy leaving was weird.
Yeah, but it was weird.
You could tell she was putting on like a brave face to seem like she didn't care.
Yeah.
But it was just so dark.
It was like, remember Flavor of Love in New York, and she was like, does it look like I care? Because I don't.
2 seconds later.
Yeah, and then
in
she's in the limo. That was Arrietty.
Yeah. Now at the top 7, everyone but Lana has wins now.
So I think Lana's going to have to...
At this point, though, now that her and Lydia have done well...
They've decided to show up.
They could have good momentum. And we saw in the preview, because they're doing... Yeah, it's called Ross Matthews versus the Ducks, which is supposed to be a play on the Capote versus the Swans, that FX show. It took me a minute to get that. Because I'm like, what? Who are the Ducks? Like, you have to really translate the title individually.
Yeah.
The preview made it look like Lexi was struggling.
Lex, get it together.
I mean, at this point, after the results of the roast, I can't predict anything about who's going to do well
I'm not making no predictions this time because we were so far off.
I guess I would say the safest prediction would be the 3 at the top there that have multiple wins. I see no reason why they wouldn't do well because they did well in the other acting challenges. I mean, Onya ate the SNL one up, and so did Suzie.
I could see Jules coming back for a vengeance, being like, I just came from a win.
She did well
to a lip sync.
Yeah, she did well in those acting challenges early on.
I think she could come back and maybe join the 2-win club.
It's going to come down to like splitting hairs on challenges if everyone does well. This is not the time to get in your head.
Lexi.
Because it's going to get you out the door.
Lexi.
I don't like how much they're showing the runways, the girls' runway looks. But the runway category is so clearly black and white.
But also, I just want to talk about how sickening T.S. Madison looked, though.
Oh, yeah.
God, she looked so good up there.
Yeah, I wish she didn't have the butterflies, actually.
Yeah, I could have done without
because I wanted just to keep the green, the focus, not because they were distracting and they were not needed at all.
But she looked stunning.
This week's runway was shorts. The category was shorts. I feel like the 2 runways this season that have been the most general, like that you could do anything, nails and shorts, have been the weakest ones. Because the girls, I feel like what's happening is the girls are seeing a basic concept and overthinking it.
They're way
to the point where we didn't see hardly any shorts.
Yeah, they're trying to over-conceptualize
Most of the girls didn't wear shorts. So first we're going to look at the tops of the week, which were Lydia, Sam, and Lana.
Lana said, girl, let me put on my club wear.
Or like even UPS worker.
Okay.
Slutty UPS worker. I mean, she was referencing Naomi and, they love the reference. Yes. Make the top and shorts out of sequence. Or
like, make it drag.
Right, drag it up.
We live for the Naomi reference. Make it drag.
It just was too basic. Because she, could have been a real contender to win if the runway was there. Lydia...
I don't know, though.
Well...
Wasn't nobody... No matter what she wore... I think Lydia, it was her week.
Well, clearly, because, I mean, she also, this look is a cool look, but is quite odd for a shorts reference.
Yes.
Because to me, if anything, those things she's wearing would be a panty, not a short. Yeah, like, they look like frilly panties. And I think it's an Untucked, where right before they go back out on the runway, or to the runway, she's like, is my butthole centered or whatever? Because she had a butthole on the shorts. Mm-hmm. Just was funny.
Girl, she did...
Is my butthole straight? And then Sam's look is well put together, and it is a drag look. I think the leg things are a little big, because it makes her look really short.
I enjoy the, like, campy football look.
And we've seen versions of this, but it is well done.
It's cute.
It's just not super exciting for me. And also, it does not read as shorts at all. Like, it's a full football look. I don't see how you would choose that as shorts, or how I would never guess that that's a
That's more if the category was sports,
right? Because I don't even see I would never guess shorts. Next are safe girls. Onya did give us shorts. That's all she gave us.
Okay.
I like the concept of this. I just don't think it was super
much it could have been the bows.
Yes.
The concept is there.
I think it could have been better executed.
Yeah. But I'm a sucker for a good denim look too.
We got a couple of them.
Yeah.
And then Susie's look does not give me shorts at all.
It does not. I mean,
I guess they're, the OG shorts.
They are shorts, pantaloons. But... And
out of the 2 girls that did that look, hers was the one that looked more like separates and looked like shorts. But just an odd choice.
It was an off week.
I don't even know if I'm going to get to use my paddle for my top. And I don't know who my bottom would be either. And then finally our bottom 3, Arrietty, Jules, and Lexi. I would have to say my favorite runway look was definitely Lexi's.
I was just getting ready to say.
Because it's the only one I enjoyed watching.
Like, it's sickening. Look at it.
They did call out. She's like, wasn't it T.S. Madison was like, haven't you had a cape a couple other weeks I've been here? And they do a whole montage of her wearing capes.
Yeah.
But I mean, bitch, she works them. I don't care. And they're all different.
She does work the cape. And then...
It looked like she had cut up last week's wig and made it into a little bob with a bang.
Yeah, she was like, let me flip this forward and bump this bang and do a little cha-cha-cha. But it looks sickening. She literally gives me like...
And she was wearing shorts.
2K Cyndi Lauper.
Why 2K Cyndi Lauper?
Yeah, it's sickening.
Because it's a little bit... Or like... Because it's actually even too slutty for Y2K. It's more like... Now, Charlie XCX, very that.
Very that. Is she a brat?
It's Oh, she was wearing a Brat t-shirt in the workroom when she was being all moody. So Jules, it does not give pants at all, or shorts at all. I don't know why she would do that.
Jules.
Is she your bottom?
I don't like the color. I don't like what it's doing. I don't like what's happening. I don't like anything that took place this week for Jules.
She had the crazy
except
bows.
for the apologies she received. But this is definitely going to be my least favorite look. I mean, she just up there looking like George Washington in drag, and it's just not good. It ain't what I needed in my life.
I just can't believe, like, the way these girls went for shorts is just bizarre. The fact that 2 girls did period piece looks and 2 girls did denim. Denim makes sense.
Yeah.
My least favorite, going back because we passed her, would have to be Lana.
It was too pedestrian.
It wasn't runway ready for any category. As to where, like, the other girls, a lot of girls missed the mark, but at least they were appropriate for some category.
I couldn't justifiably make her my bottom only because it was the Naomi reference.
When they showed Naomi's picture, those clothes looked a lot nicer.
It was like what you ordered versus what you got.
Well.
But you know what we got?
What we ordered is some YouTube thanks. Up first, Julia coming through for us saying thanks. Thank you, Julia. And then next, MeraMangle. I like that. The same bar owner that I was saying called out people for mixes. He used to call me MeraMangle, so I'll sometimes call myself MeraMangle as if it's a full name. But I've never heard MeraMangle, and that's cute too.
MeraMangle.
MeraMangle. So happy you're back. At one point, I stopped searching your name on YouTube, Dark Times. But then I decided to watch old videos of yours that some fan had uploaded to a channel with your name. And it turns out it was you all along. Sending love from the Ukraine. That's funny.
I love that.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about you.
Like a week or two before, stay safe.
Please.
I created the channel and just uploaded the old videos I could find, which is not very many, but at least there's some. And then finally, Erin. Do you remember last week? She was the one that was like, Chloe's beautiful.
Yeah. Mera, we're glad you're there. Chloe, you look beautiful.
She said, Mera, you're always beautiful. I just wanted to let you know that I was happy you were back, and Chasity is stunning as well. And then they said the physically present had them dying. Did you see the graphic I created for that? You're there. I'm acknowledging I see you.
Okay.
And Chloe's always beautiful, though. I ate my words last week about Miss Lexi Love. So what's funny is Erin is always off, like a week off, because now Lexi's... Oh, her storyline couldn't be more in the toilet than ever.
She's tanking.
So happy for Jules. Ooh, Jules struggled, too. Hope the roast is good. It wasn't. I know that Kandy, Mistress, and Plain are going to add extra layer to the roast. Not as much as I expected.
Not what we thought.
No. The only thing, there was a couple, like the Mistress line I pointed out, that was funny. Like, sound it out, baby. Okay. But I wanted more of that.
Okay.
I wanted them to kind of fight back more, because especially considering how weak the jokes were.
Right. They could have took over the roast.
They could have delivered more. Those were fun.
Those were fun.
Good times. So let us know what you think about all the drama that occurred this week, and do you think Lexi can recover after this? You think she could still win the season?
I hope she wakes up and gets it together.
Well, we're going to head out of here for now. I have one last thing to say today. Glad you got to see us. Bye!